All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the next session for the day, which is on the topic major trends in AML and how they'll reshape compliance practice. And this will be presented by Dr. Sebastian Hetzler, who's the co-CEO for IMTF. So, to quickly introduce Dr. Sebastian, he joined IMTF as co-CEO in December 2022 with the acquisition of Ciron business from FICO. At FICO, he has been a VP for product management for FICO's compliance solutions. Before the acquisition of Tonmiller AG in 2015, Sebastian has been the managing director of this company. With more than 15 years of experience in the anti-financial crime sector, he is one of the leading domain experts in the space. Previously, Sebastian worked in top management consulting companies focused on strategy and organization for many years. Sebastian holds a doctorate in system theory and cybernetics from the University of St. Gallen, Switzerland. A very warm welcome, Dr. Sebastian, to the MENA AML and Fraud Conference. We would definitely look forward to your presentation. I leave the stage for you.
Yeah, thank you very much, Anil. Let me quickly share my presentation. Is it? Oh, there it is. Thank you very much. Thank you, Anil. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining. My name is Sebastian. As Anil already said, I'm in the AML or in the anti-financial crime space for more than 15 years, and now I'm the co-CEO of IMTF, a leading Switzerland-based RegTech company. In the next 15 minutes, I want to quickly touch upon three major trends in AML, which are, from my perspective, the trends that will reshape compliance practice significantly for almost all institutions over the next course of years. But first of all, let me quickly introduce IMTF to you. So there's slide. Obviously, there's a slide missing. So IMTF offers in the anti-financial crime space solutions like AML, KYC, sanction screening, alert and case management, tax compliance. So we understand ourselves as a one-stop shop for anti-financial crime. And from that point of view, we see ourselves as a provider of integrated platforms to cover our customers' needs all across the globe in the anti-financial crime space. So we have today more than 1,500 financial institutions that use our solutions. We have more than 300 employees, plus an extensive partner network, so partners that help us to distribute and implement and to maintain our solutions across the globe. We are in more than 90 countries, so we are one of the leading players in the market. And even if we call ourselves a RegTech company, we are not a startup. We are in the market for 36 years now and have quite experience in the market. So let me start. The three trends I would like to talk about are from different areas. So one is more, let's say, a market trend. It's about cryptocurrencies. The second trend is more a technological trend concerning artificial intelligence and robotics. And the last one is about financial crime convergence. So this is more an organizational trend that we have to look on. There are many, many challenges in the market out there, and I selected the three that I want to cover today. Let me start with the market trend and the rise of the cryptocurrencies. And many financial institutions take a stand that they say, oh, we are not in the crypto space. We don't offer products in crypto. We don't offer custody services in crypto. So maybe it's good that a lot of risk goes to the crypto space and moves away from my bank. But this is a very dangerous view at the things. So if you look at, I hope you don't see the format problems that I see. So the question is why crypto is so important. And it's important because your customers are using crypto. So we have very reliable studies from the US market. In the US market, more than 8% of all consumers are already using or owning cryptocurrencies. And we see even higher rates in some countries of Latin America, Asia, and Africa. So high adoption rate of cryptocurrencies already. And here are some, let's say, key figures, how the crypto ecosystem is growing and at what pace it is growing. So it becomes more and more important. And the customers, your customers are the problem. Even if you are not engaged in the crypto space, your customers do. And they, you inherit a risk from your customers because they're engaged there and you don't know what they are doing in the crypto space, whether they are using it for legal purposes or for illicit purposes. Now let's quickly look at the regulators' view on cryptocurrencies. And you see across the globe, the regulators are picking up regulations for virtual, digital, or cryptocurrencies. But I want to draw your attention to something that the FinCEN guidance in 2020 said, and is intended the duties of the banks to monitor, identify, and report suspicious activity connected to crypto, regardless whether a bank actively offers crypto services or not. And this is the important statement for all of you, for all financial services institutions. You have to care about crypto, even if you are not actively in this field. Now, what can we do about it? So I think the first step is that you consider the potential risk that you have from cryptocurrencies in your risk assessment, anti-financial crime risk assessment. The second recommendation from my side is extend your KYC processes and try to capture potential crypto activities from your customers already in the onboarding process. So you have to ask them, are you actively engaged in crypto? Do you own cryptocurrencies? So that you can use it for your risk assessment. Then you should enhance your customer risk models around the crypto risk factors and make it part of the risk scores. And then, and this is important, and this is underestimated by almost all financial institutions, you should monitor all the transactions that go from your bank to a virtual asset service provider. So the virtual asset service providers are in a way the gatekeepers to the crypto world, and the transactions that come from virtual asset service providers back to your bank. So you should look at outgoing and ingoing transactions, whether they go to a virtual asset service provider or not. And there are commercial providers, data providers in the market. So we are working together with CipherTrace. They provide commercial lists that have all the bank accounts and bank details of the virtual asset service providers in the market. So more than 7,000 virtual asset service providers are listed there. And they also have a risk assessment of those virtual asset service providers. So whether they are following strict KYC and AML rules or not. So these are the dangers. So you should monitor the transactions. You should know if your customers are engaged in the crypto space and reflect it in your risk models accordingly. So if you offer crypto services, I think you have to take a step further, and then you have to actively track your customers' behavior on the blockchains, which means you have to implement a special blockchain AML system. The second trend is a technical trend. It's about artificial intelligence. And looking at the agenda of this event, I think it's one of the major topics. So many speeches cover artificial intelligence and robotics. I don't want to add to that. So I think everything is already said. But what I would like to put this into perspective. And I like this model. It's the AML Analytics Maturity Model, which I learned from former colleagues at FICO in the fraud space. And it shows how we can move from what we have today. So the rules-based approach, it's on the left, to something that is on level 4, like self-adaptive models that many people in the market are talking about. So again, let's start on the left. We are in the rule-based dominated system. We were there for about 30 years. Now, we are now in level 2. So we have the AI technologies, we have the machine learning technologies, but we cannot replace our rule-based system at this point because the regulators don't accept them. They don't accept black box models. They don't accept simply AI scores. They want to see why a customer got alerted and why not, respectively. So we will live for a certain period of time in a world where the rules-first approach is still dominant, but we can use AI even today. Even in this paradigm, we can use AI to increase efficiency, but also effectiveness. So there are several techniques that we can use. One, for example, is customer segmentation based on behavior by using machine learning models. We can improve name matching by using machine learning models. We can use pattern recognition to earlier identify suspicious transactional patterns that led to a suspicious activity report in the past. We can identify outliers. All this is possible even within the dominant rule paradigm. At some point in time, we will move to a level 3 where analytic scores and AI is the dominant paradigm. So we will have systems running AI scores, and we will have a few rules at the side that cover certain topics, but we will have a dominance of AI in the future. It's not clear, but it will be when this will come, but it's clear once the regulators change their view on AI, level 3 will become more probable. And then at some point, we move to level 4, self-adaptive models, self-learning models without human intervention. This comes with a plethora of many governance issues. I don't want to talk about this today, but you should keep in mind we are still in level 2, rules first, and we can use AI to improve efficiency and effectiveness. And we have some studies and recommendations from own projects. So for example, if you use machine learning to prioritize your cases and alerts, we see that in the top 25 of the prioritized alerts based on the machine learning algorithms, we have already 95% of the alerts that led to a SaaS. So you see a tremendous increase in efficiency. You can focus on the highly prioritized alerts from machine learning and work on this, let's say, with high effort and with high urgency. Then on the robotic side, so that means automation of certain alert processes, alert management processes, we have seen that we can reduce or that we can auto-close about 50% of the KYC alerts based on certain rules and automated rules. So this is, I think, really an efficiency driver. And in total, if you use analytics and robotics, we see at customers an increase of the suspicious activity reports by 20%. And we see efficiency gains in case management of about 30%. So 30% faster and cheaper with a higher outcome. So even within in today's paradigm of rules, we can use AI to improve our compliance practice. The last major trend I quickly want to talk about is an organizational trend. We call it anti-financial crime convergence, and it means that all the different disciplines of anti-financial crime, so be it transaction monitoring, be it sanction screening, be it name matching, be it fraud, will be handled in one technological infrastructure and handled by more or less one organizational unit within a bank. And there are many reasons to do this. So by pooling the data from the different sources, we have more rich information we can use to identify criminal activities and that we can use to work on cases and to make decisions. But the main driver of this is the digitization of banks and bank processes and bank products. So from my perspective, in the digital world, the different steps, first fraud and then money laundering, become more or less indistinguishable. So if you do fraud in digital channels, you always have to think about how you launder the money and how you try to eliminate the source or the information that led to the source. So many also technological advantages. There are some challenges. So you have to talk about data privacy issues. If you combine the different disciplines, you have to talk about cultural differences, different skills, and all that. What I recommend to our customers is to think about it not in black and white. So having a converged anti-financial crime function opposed to having a disintegrated function. So you see on the left, there's the latter one. So we have a segregated model, different disciplines having own tools, own processes, own teams. And on the right side, you see a fully integrated, and between that are 50 shades of gray. And this, I think, is the important piece. So there is not one solution, not one anti-financial crime convergence, not a right or wrong one, but it's a change process. And my recommendation is that all banks should look at this and look at the potential to improve the practice of anti-financial crime and to realize the efficiency, synergies, and potentials that are within that. To take away and to sum up, cryptocurrency, so the digital asset markets are too big today to be ignored. And as I said, all financial institutions have to look at the cryptosphere and the risk that come from the crypto space, even if you're not actively engaged. So on the other hand, I believe that the traditional banks have a very good position to engage themselves in the digital asset market because they have two USPs, unique selling propositions, which differentiate them from many of the new players. So they have security in place and they have compliance in place, and this is important also for the cryptocurrency world. Artificial intelligence and robotics. So as I said, there are very powerful techniques to increase efficiency and effectiveness at the same time. But banks have to be aware this is not a free lunch and it doesn't solve you all the problems that you have. It comes with high investments, and it's not only introducing a new technology. You also have to consider organizational changes, processor changes, cultural changes. Today, if you use Siren as a product, the money laundering officers are able to set up the rules themselves, to test them, to calibrate them. This won't be possible in the AI world. You have to talk to data scientists. You have to make clear what you want to see, what you want to detect, and then they work on models which you may not understand because you are not a data scientist. And then anti-financial crime convergence, as I said, this is a process, and I recommend our customers to start now with the process, to take some time, but to go to this converged anti-financial crime space over time. So with that, thank you for your attention, and I'm happy to hear from you. I think my email address is broadcasted over here, so if you have questions, please feel free to reach out to me. Thank you very much, and back to Anil.
Thanks a lot, Dr. Sebastian, for the insights regarding various aspects of AML and financial frauds. And we would definitely look forward to your presentations in the coming days as well. Right?
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you so much. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Have a nice day.
You too. Thank you.